Hey guys, Captain Lance here. I'm going to go over the gear layout for my VoidForge Slayer Sweep character. So, real quick, start off with why I'm going Slayer. VoidForge has a base 5 crit. This Overwhelm node's worth 2.5, has a ton of crit multi on top of that, makes enemies do less crit multi to me. It's one of my favorite nodes for Ascendancies. Impact, really fantastic for crit because how hard increased global crit percentages to get. Plus you get area, and on top of that you get 15% more damage. Quality of life nodes, both of these are super powerful. I chose to go with Overleech just because I need some sort of sustain that's pretty reliable, because I have a build that ends up taking a lot of damage because I chose to wear an Abyssus with this one, just like I did with my Facebreaker build. Now, first off, VoidForge, I bought this for like 400C. There's somebody that just had a really good Fizz Corruption on top of an already fantastic roll, and I didn't care that it had no links because normally these things roll about 250 PDPS. This one's a 300 PDPS VoidForge, and I'm just gonna have the 6th link in my chest. Now, if you watched your watched my video for my Facebreaker build, I used the same belt and the same chest because I got really lucky when rolling this chest for attacks, crit, and increased life and maximum life. So I reuse it because it's a good item, but you probably don't need something quite this good, and for crafting it, I would recommend just buying probably a Hunter 6 link, not necessarily an Astral Plate, something like that. And then I'm trying to remember. I think I used. Actually, I'm not sure. I remember what fossils I used on it, but they're basically used to eliminate all the resist modifiers from rolling. And then, so I think it was like pristine, and then like corroded, and then maybe metallic. I'm trying to remember, but basically I was eliminating as many mods as I could from rolling, just so the select mods I wanted to get would have a much higher chance of rolling like additional curse or increased life or attack crit. I rolled this in about, I think, 10 or 15 sets of fossils, which was really lucky. Amulet, I made this just by spamming some Deafening Essences of Scorn to get crit multi, and then was basically going for life and fizz, and this is kind of what I ended up. Allocated Whispers of Doom because I have a double curse on hit ring for Elemental Weakness and Assassin's Mark. Basically, this isn't super necessary, but it's pretty nice for trying to reach kind of top tier damage. And then I have this ring, which I rolled myself with prismatic fossils, and then I ended up slamming with a Redeemer Orb for the increased accuracy. On top of that, I have an attacks, have additional crit chance, Tomb Fist just for the intimidate and crit chance. You probably can get better rare roll gloves, but this is kind of a cheap option I could for more damage, which is pretty much just what I was going all the way. I went for boots with the damage pen enchant, so that's just really nice for when you're fighting bosses for doing more damage. And then for the links, I have sweep. I bought a 2123. These are not too expensive as far as 2123s go because it's an off-meta skill that not many people use. And then I just went with melee fizz, inspiration, LE damage with attacks, close combat, and fortify. So I'm going to go ahead and go over passive tree now, and then I'm going to get into doing a shaper just to show you what it ends up being like in the end game. So I ended up going for elemental equilibrium. I haven't really done the math on this, but it might be better than per se going for something like Winter Spirit and then converting 50%. So like the sword it always chooses to give you 300% of a random element every attack you make. So if you convert 90% of your damage or whatever, it's going to be like it's a 400% damage hit rather than a 300%. But if you do that, you can't grab elemental equilibrium. So basically, this is hoping that I keep hitting them with different elements every time, and I keep getting a 50% damage penetration for the most part. It's like 66% effective or something, but that's what I chose to go with. Another route to go is to convert 40% here, and then grab something like Hrim Sorrows or a Watcher's Eye with conversion, or you can even have gloves that can convert up to 50%, I believe, just rare gloves with the crafted conversion to snag the other 100% that you don't end up dealing because you have the mod that says deal no elemental damage. The other nice thing is if you're hitting really hard, since your elemental damage, no matter what type you have, shocks, a lot of times you're shocking a lot of bosses and you hit a lot harder in the future. So more or less the tree is grabbing crit multi, grabbing life, grabbing the good sword nodes, and then grabbing Val Pact because I'm an Overleech Slayer, and then Elemental Equilibrium. And this is at 91. So let's go ahead and see how it performs against Shaper. I think I've done Shaper a few times. I've died once both other times I tried it because I pretty much thought, oh, I have enough time to finish him off while he was doing a slam, and then I was like one hit too short of finishing him and then died to the slam. And you'll notice a lot of times with this build, you freeze a lot of bosses because it hits pretty hard with the cold damage when it hits. I also have the Helm enchant for giving me endurance charges on hit with sweep, which is really important for basically being able to survive with an Abyssus, because you need that extra physical damage reduction plus fortify. Otherwise, Abyssus starts to feel rip. You know what I just realized? I don't have my crit flask. But yeah, so I'm freezing Dominus here. I think after him I'm gonna go. Actually, right now I might as well do it. I'm gonna grab my grab a crit flask because this is a pathetic show of my damage without a diamond flask. Let's do this one. That was decent. All right. It's kind of a fail, forgetting I don't even have my diamond flask on this character because I started giving gear away to my Facebreaker guy. Basically, once I get to endgame, I finish off some bosses, I see that I can do the content really easy. I want to end up trying a new build, or I think of something else I want to try. This build ended up performing real well, though. Yeah, so froze him there and then finished him off. Not too bad at all. Another great perk of being a duelist with a two-handed weapon is the twirly spin jump. It's best in slot. Wouldn't recommend any other leap slamming character because they do not spin in midair while they're jumping. Yeah, just get a load of those twirls. Nothing but goodness right there. Funny thing is, I think this is pretty similar bosses I faced when I was doing my Facebreaker showcase. But yeah, that enchant is real nice because it gets me the endurance charges, which pretty much allow me to stay alive.
They're coming through.
I'm not too sure if this character actually does more damage than my Facebreaker character or less, but they both work on similar concepts of getting some pretty high fizz numbers and then doing elemental damage based on that. I think I pushed him over. Yeah, I did. I arbitrarily chose to put Aspect of the Spider in the build because I had some extra mana laying around. Probably could have figured out how to fit in Skitterbots, which would have been more damage. Well, actually, no, they wouldn't have been, because most of the time I'm shocking for more than 15% damage increase. That's probably why I end up going with spiders. Also, it's nice to slow everything down and cover monsters in webs. Just feels like you have some semblance of dominance over everything else. Why would he? He's camping his vortex. That's good. Yes, I am beholding your face, Shaper.
Let me help you. To me, exile.
I like
Quickly.
doing Shaper for a lot of testing my characters in the end game based on the extra resistances and high life pool. It's something I know. I'm gonna try not to die by the ball.
Embraced by misery.
I think he's phased. Maybe he's not. Am I crazy? Is he not phased? Guess he's not. Is he phased now? Guess I'm stupid and I can't count. I thought he was phased. Looked like he'd stopped moving his health bar, but I guess maybe I was just hitting him for 0 and not critting, and elemental equilibrium was backfiring on me, so that's why I wasn't doing any damage. Can't jump that far. Where to go? Okay. Oh, I'm stupid. Oh no. I hate that attack. It's like 50% of the time I die to that thing because I just stand in it and just get shaper ball after shaper ball, just eating them like they're tasty candy or something.
To save the future, the past must be sacrificed. Embraced by misery.
Oh, that was not very smart of me to jump back into the shaper slam there, because I think I was out of it, but then I decided to jump back into it, which was a good way to die, especially with an Abyssus, because that's a very physical damage heavy attack. You'll notice I have power charge on crit on my leap slam, so that's how I'm getting those power charges.
Ultimate chaos.
I like to jump into these physical damage balls and die.
Embraced by
Hey, ruby flask, cool.
irrelevant.
But yeah, that's the gist of my VoidForge sweep Slayer character. Chose sweep because it feels real good for clearing maps. It's got that attack fizz damage added. It's not the most meta skill at the end of the day. If you choose to swap in a Cyclone, you'll do more damage, but you will also be a meta cuck at that point, and you're not going to be able to sleep at night because you're disappointed in your decisions. So, hope you enjoyed the build. This is pretty top of the line gear at the end of the day. Costs a decent amount to make these types of rings, and this amulet didn't actually cost me too much to make. I didn't throw that many scoring essence at it. I got really lucky with the chests. You probably would have to get pretty lucky to get something this good, but crafting, it's not the cheapest build, but I still recommend checking it out. It's pretty nice to play, and VoidForges are super cheap in comparison to other swords like Starforge per se. So if you guys like it, check it out, or come check out my stream if you have any questions. See you guys later. Captain Lance out.